Hello everybody and welcome to the video. Today is episode 3 of the premium only series and we have quite a few things to talk about. Our goal in the last video was to find a defense breaker. We're going to get straight into it. Our goal in the last video was to find a new defense breaker because that's who we desperately need for Giants. To kind of get our team set up. On top of that, we needed more runes, so we were farming. We needed a lot of stuff to get done, but it was mainly to find a new defense breaker. So for those of you who don't know what the team was last time, or if you just don't remember, it was, what was it? It was Veramos, Tashar, Riley, and then Eliza and Lorenza, the water cyborgs. Is it cyborg? Yeah, cyborgs. These new units they confuse the hell out of me. But yeah, so it was these two units. The way this team is supposed to work, Veramos, Riley are both kind of self-explanatory. They're both tanky units that assist the team, damage or attack buffs, healing, cleansing, and crowd control, right? With Eliza, Lorenza, and Tashar, what's supposed to happen on paper, what I thought was going to happen, was Lorenza would come in, or Eliza, or both of them would come in, skill 1, defense break the enemy. Tashar would come in, use whatever damage skill or whatever, and proc his passive where he attacks all enemies. He has the potential for amazing wave clear, and I am going to make a video on this guy very soon on another account, not on this account yet. This account does not have the ability to do that. But yeah, so he has really good wave clear potential. You just need to kind of set him up in the beginning, because in the beginning you're not going to have the damage with him. Even if his attack power is high, he could be so much better with more runes, right? So the idea is, in the beginning, if you do have him, defense break the waves, or the mobs, and then he goes in, and since the enemies are defense broken, he'll pretty much one-shot the enemy, thus allowing him to infinitely proc his passive. Though, we ran into a couple issues. In fact, we ran into 3 issues with both Eliza and Lorenza. First things first, and this was as a result of me, right? I just wasn't thinking clearly. One thing I forget is that your units will use their skill 2s or skill 3s if allowed to, right? So 100% of the time, she will use crescent kick over skill 1, which means if she does move before Tashar, she will always do skill 2. Never defense breaking, which means if she attacks first and then Tashar goes after her, the enemy is not defense broken. Now she can do enough damage to where if he has the leftovers or whatever, he will wipe out the leftovers. But of course, that is another one of our issues. And again, that was one of the same thing with Eliza or with Lorenza. Both of them would move first and do their skill 2s, which would result in Tashar not having the proper wave clear that he needs, right? Or the proper setup that he needs. But the second issue is they weren't moving before Tashar, which that's what they needed to do. They needed to move before him. They were slower. I just didn't have the speed runes or the speed on them to get them to move before Tashar. I think she moves... now she does. She moves before him. Yeah. But beforehand, she didn't. So, it resulted in him attacking the wave and then not killing it. Thus, his passive gets set on cooldown, which every 4 turns, which is not good because now your wave clear is garbage. So, there was that. On top of that, right, there's more issues. Issue number 3. On top of them, 1, not defense breaking, and them not being faster than Tashar, I just don't have the runes from. Eliza, Tashar, and Lorenza, 3 units that need damage dealing runes. Whether it's Fatal Blade, Rage Blade, whatever. They need to have damage. Heck, Lorenza's skills rely on her having higher attack power than the enemy. Skill 2. She absorbs the attack bar of the enemy who has lower attack power than you after they attack by 20% each. So an AoE attack bar reduction is really good. Eventually, who knows, maybe I can get her on Despair on this account if I really wanted to. But probably not. But again, she needs higher attack power. On her passive, if the target you attack during your turn has lower attack power than you, your skill's harmful effect duration increases by 1 turn. So that means a defense break for 3 turns, an attack break for 2 turns. She benefits from having high damage, which we can't give to her yet. I mean, that's the whole point of us getting to Giants B10. So we have 2 units that just are on crappy runes, on whatever leftover runes we can manage to get on them, and they're just not doing their job. So, of course, we failed. We didn't complete Giants B10, and we had to find a new solution. I needed to find a new defense breaker. And when you go to look for a defense breaker, we can't use any 3 stars, so we look at lure, whatever. Attack speed, decrease the target's attack speed, blah, blah, blah. AoE, attack bar reduction, and decreased defense. Every 4 turns if you can get them skilled up. Not going to work. Fedora, we could have used Fedora. Attack power and defense for 2 turns. And then this one. I mean, we could have probably used him. We can't really use Lapis because she's a multi-hitter, which means she's going to proc the passive. A lot of these units are multi-hitters. The twins are multi-hitters. So it's just like, that won't work. I just got Herne, or Herne, whatever. We could have maybe used her. Abigail, we're not even going to talk about Abigail and her multi-hits on every single skill. I mean, a lot of these units just wasn't working, and we can't use 2As. So we were kind of stuck, and that's kind of what I spent the week doing, was finding a solution. But the solution to our problem was kind of sitting in front of my eyes the entire time, and I don't know why it took me so long to figure it out until like 2 days ago. But it's Diaz, our recent Hall of Heroes too. He was on, what week was he? Was he like week 3 or 4? I got him from the LD only scroll, but week 3 or 4, I think, Hall of Heroes. I can't remember. I made a video on it on the channel, which you can go watch. I even made a spotlight video. Go and watch it. Help your boy out. I need to stop that crap. But the reason he's so good, in case you don't want to go watch that spotlight, I'll explain him quickly to you. He only has 2 active skills. Active skills being skills that he uses up his turn for. What takes up the 3rd slot is a passive skill, which decreases the chances of him receiving a critical hit, reduces the damage he receives from light attribute, and he reduces the damage that other allies receive by 15%. Essentially the same as Darien, the 3-star Vagabond, Darien, where he also reduces damage allies receive. So he's like a better version of Darien in some ways, right? But on top of that, his only other skill, other than his first skill, is a 2-turn cooldown with no skill ups that reduces the attack power and defense of the enemy with a 75% chance. Other than that, he does skill 1. This is every 2 turns. So you're getting an attack break and a defense break often. And his AI, with his AI, he will always use the skill when it's up. Always. Since it's a damage dealing skill. Right? So, if I can get him faster than Tashar, which he is, when the wave, or when the battle starts, he will attack and defense break the enemy. If he lands it, right? Of course, he has terrible accuracy, which I hope to improve that soon. But theoretically, technically, on paper, whatever, he should be landing the defense break. And then Tashar will move after him, and then boom, damage is done, right? So he is a possible fix to our issue. And I say that like I haven't already done it, right? So B10, I've been farming B10 actually, but I want you guys to see the run and see kind of like how things go. But every 2 turns, I mean, even if we could clear this in one go, look at that. Even if we could clear this in one go, and like in one entire turn with just Diaz and then Tashar moving, he would have it up for the next wave because it's on a 2-turn cooldown. So even if it only took 2 attacks to destroy all the enemies, Diaz would permanently have that crap ready, which is really nice. So for the time, Diaz is a perfect unit. And on Violent, I mean, he's proccing so many turns. Who knows how many times he will use that skill too. Boom, right? But of course, like I said, he needs better runes. Everyone needs better runes. Veramos needs Despair, Blade. We already know how I'm going to run Veramos. Despair, Blade, speed, crit damage, HP. With tons of speed. With enough speed. I think Diaz is definitely going to be faster. But, oh man, he didn't kill. But with tons of speed, tons of HP, crit rate, and crit damage. Enough to do damage and enough to stun everyone and just do what he needs to do. Diaz will be switched to Swift Energy when possible. With speed, HP, or speed, HP, defense. Most likely speed, HP, defense, so I could use him in Rift Beast because I will use him there. I'll use Diaz in a lot of places. Oof. Anyways, no defense break. Look at that. Diaz is tanky too. But, but yeah. Super fast, super tanky, super accurate. I'm worried more about accuracy for Diaz. I want him to land everything. Tashar just needs better Fatal Blade runes. Riley, better Swift Energy runes. I want her to be super fast and super tanky. Speed, HP, defense, and the substats, you're going to get tons of speed, tons of HP, tons of defense, tons of resistance. And then, as for Eliza, with Eliza, I've been thinking, and I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna drop her. I'm not gonna be using her anymore. Reason being is because I was like, out of all the units on my team, I think she's probably the worst one on it right now, for a couple reasons, right? I mean, one, I just don't have the proper runes for her, and two, because I was looking at a different unit that I know I could get pretty soon, and he would, honest to God, be better than her. That unit being Sigmaris. And you know how stupid I probably looked? I was like, that unit being, and then I sat here for like 10, 20 seconds. I should put y'all through that of just the silence. But that unit's being that unit is Sigmaris. Plus, I could use Sigmaris' HP lead, which would be better for us in terms of safety. But Sigmaris would be better than her. Since we have our defense break covered, we could bring Sigmaris, and Sigmaris would help with wave clear. He would help with damage to the boss. I mean, he would be better, especially when you consider the Fire Beast. So, he's replacing Eliza for now. When we do get him, I will show you guys that process. So, let's look at the skills real quick. Stuns on skill 1, I don't care about that. Skill 2, damage towards enemies max HP, and he freezes, which could be really good. And this is every 2 turns when fully skilled up. Third skill is AoE, attacks all enemies, damage based off of their max HP, which is also good for the boss, and decreases their attack power and freezes them for 1 turn every 4 turns. So, better damage than Eliza. Will help with our team being tanky thanks to his leader skill. Great wave clear. I mean, he's just going to be better in all areas than Eliza. So, that's kind of what the plan is right there. It's just replace Eliza with Sigmaris. The thing is with Sigmaris, these are the fusion materials, right? I need the Fire Joker and the Water Ninja, which I could probably get up tonight. Yeah. Which I can either get him up tonight. I could focus on farming his ass, or farming those and getting all of those awakenings done, or I could just wait, and I could focus on farming the essences and then farming runes, and then I could just wait to get the last 2 from here. But the problem is that's gonna take so much farming because I'm gonna need 15 more levels before I can get the other 2. Which means for 15 levels, I'm going to have to farm giants, which is not a bad thing. But if it means I can get him tonight and then tomorrow I complete and all, I can get a video out to you guys faster. We can move on faster. It just requires a little bit more work. It's being a little less lazy, right? But that's ultimately the goal. I could get the essences from here, technically. But yeah, so that's kind of what's been happening. So yeah, I will farm it. And then we can have Eliza be the placeholder for his runes. Just get attack percent, we could take them off of Abigail. Yeah, whatever. I'll figure something out when it comes to the runes. But even if it just means that we're going to transfer the runes from Eliza or Abigail, because Abigail, I don't know what I got her on. Attack or damage. HP. I don't know why. Oh, you know what? Because I was testing Abigail for giants. But I could just move her runes to Sigmaris and all that. But whatever. That's kind of what our goal is. So by the next video, what I want to get done is have Sigmaris fused. And be farming Giants B10 consistently, pretty fast, maybe even better runes on our units. I don't know when that'll happen, but before we end the video, we do have scrolls we could summon. We have 1 10-year. We've run out of 10 years, and then 20 of mystical scrolls. I was also considering Gemini for the defense breaker, but nah. And then we don't have anything here. What is the list? I'd probably choose this list because of Harass Veiled. But let's summon. Honest to God, I don't know what was taking me so long and figuring out just like what I was trying to do with that team. But I can't believe I wasn't considering Diaz. Okay, game. If it ain't a hacker, don't give it to me. Stop with the cyborgs. What is with the cyborg loving around here, man? Let me guess. Cyborg? Whatever. Better in my opinion. I'm tired of the cyborgs. Okay, so I don't know what happened, but the recording had cut off. So I apologize for that. But, yeah, so I don't know what took so long to get Diaz or think of Diaz, but I randomly, looked at him and I was like, bruh, we could use you. You would help. And then I built him and he worked. But, other than that, I do have another summoning session that I kind of did off camera. I didn't really get anything too crazy, but I'll show you guys that one right now. There you go. You guys saw it. That was like 3 seconds for me. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I can't wait to make the next video. The next video, we'll actually have gotten quite a bit done. We're going to be working on Sigmaris. So yeah, the goal, next video, get Sigmaris fused, get them ruined, and show you guys our team with so many 5 stars. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3. We have Sigmaris, that's 4. Gosh, so many 5 stars and so many skill ups that are going to need to have been done. That's also an issue, is double mons. But, I mean, we haven't even started on Veramos. Not that we really need to get him done right now. But, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. I hope you loved it. Subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 1,000 subs. I mean, you guys have been killing it literally the last 24 hours. I mean, 30 subs, I think. Jesus Christ. Keep it up. Subscribe if you like this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.